the best fan-made content for this Premier League season.
Bringing that real fan experience. Want to see some crazy?
Wherever you are in the world,
bringing you the latest opinions
and fan reactions.
Back again.
Welcome to FanPark Live.
Brand new shows every week.
UFF are going hard this year, you know. So make sure you lock in.
Come on!
Real fan opinions brought to you by Wash and Go.
Hello and welcome to FanPark Live. Arsenal 3, West Ham United 1. Unai Emery picks up his first points at home in the Premier League as the new Arsenal manager. The revolution has kicked in today. Although things are not perfect, we want to hear from Arsenal fans about the growth of your team. Are you feeling relieved to have finally picked up these points? And West Ham fans that are tuning in, 3 games, 3 defeats after £100 million having been spent. Pellegrini hasn't really resolved any of the issues that were there at the beginning of last season. You currently look worse than you did under David Moyes. We want to hear from you on 0203 606 0315. Joined in the studio, debut today from our man Salah. Hello, mate.
Hi, mate. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you. Let everybody know where you're from.
I'm from just Harrow.
Yeah, you're from Harrow. I mean your YouTube channel. Your YouTube channel and stuff. Tell everyone where they can find you.
Captured Reds. I've got a channel with me and a couple of my mates that go to the games. Rahul, Fabian, Selecta, and Shahab. So yeah, representing Captured Reds. Loads more content will be on the channel soon. We do like vlogs. We got a tactics show, me and Shahab actually quite recently that we just started.
I've just seen this camera angle, Malcolm. This camera angle is low. You need to go move this camera because you can literally just see our heads right at the bottom. Malcolm, are you hearing me? I'm talking to the tech guy here. You need to come move this camera, bruv. Yes, here. So Arsenal fans, I want to hear from you. The phone lines are open. What did you make of Arsenal's performance today, Salah?
To be honest, I think Arsenal didn't play their best game at all. I think that West Ham cut them open quite easily again, how Chelsea have shown that they can do. I think at the back there's still a lot of questions that need to be answered. I think it has to be a change of personnel for me, really. I don't think the defenders are good enough at all. Still got questions over the midfield as well. I think that's too weak. But, you know, they got the 3 points. That's all they really needed from this game, to be honest, because after the 2 defeats back-to-back, they just need to pick up the 3 points, no matter how they did it. So that was the main thing for them, and they've got it done. So,
as you said, that is the most important thing for Arsenal today. It was picking up those 3 points. Malcolm, why don't you switch to that camera, and then we can come back and fix that one without anybody looking at it. That makes sense. So, yeah, I think when it comes to Arsenal, the most important thing, as you say, was the 3 points. They have to get 3 points on the board. They have to ensure that they're in a position where it doesn't matter about the performance right now. I think it's getting those 3 points on the board. What they're doing under Unai Emery is going to take time. And, you know, I really do see similarities between Arsenal and Liverpool. And when Jurgen Klopp first came in, some of the ways in which he was playing out from the back, as an example, some of it wasn't quite clicking. Yeah. It wasn't where it is now, sort of 3 years later. Yeah. And Arsenal fans need to be patient. They need to be realistic in how long that's going to take them. Yeah. Equally, they need to be picking up points because they don't want to be dropping down from 6th position to 7th or 8th, and they want the confidence to remain. And when there is confidence and they're picking up wins, I think you're going to get more and more people out there, whether the Arsenal fans and the Arsenal players, buying into Unai Emery's way when they start to see sort of results coming up. In terms of West Ham, the fans begged them to start spending more money. They've spent the money. They've brought in a Premier League winning manager. But they look in the same trouble now as they did under the start of last season under Bilic. They look worse than they did under David Moyes. I mean, do you think they're in trouble at the moment?
To be honest with you, I think West Ham haven't had the easiest first 3 games. I feel like obviously Liverpool at home is tough. I don't think they were ever going to get anything from that game. Arsenal away as well. You know, they're tough games. So you can kind of compensate for that, and the fans can say that, you know, we've had really tough games at the beginning of the season, sort of thing. But I feel like West Ham every season, obviously they spent quite big this season, but I feel like they spend quite a proportionate amount of money in the summer to try to fix it, and it never seems to.
1 second, Stella. What you need to do is you need to move the camera down so our heads go up. So you actually physically need to move the camera. Just with the, you need to tilt it like downwards, and then our heads will go up higher. We'll be in the middle of the screen. So that's, yeah, that way. Yeah, keep going down a bit. That's it. Now let me see, please. If you then turn it around, let me have a quick look. Perfect. There we go. We are there. We are there. They've got to talk. What you saying about West Ham?
Yes, I'm just saying that, you know, it seems to me like they always spend a decent amount of money in the summer to try to fix things. They chop and change with the manager quite a lot, and they seem to be in a similar position every single season. I think that the fans, they want a lot more than they want a lot more for their club, and are not really realistic in terms of the state of their club right now. I feel like they've got a lot of new players that will take time to gel in. Pellegrini's philosophy will take time to implement as well into the team, so they have to be patient. Like a lot of teams this season, I feel like will have to be patient with a new manager, a new system, a lot of new players. You look at teams like Wolves, Everton, you know, it's like an overload in their squad. So I think they've definitely got enough to stay up. I wouldn't be worried in that sense, but you know, I think it'll be same old from West Ham this season, to be honest with you.
No, I understand that. And Malcolm, we got any calls ready? Let's get some calls coming through. We'll hear what some fans out there have got to say. I do apologise, everybody, for the camera. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Yeah, it's Daniel, and I'm a Chelsea fan.
Hello, Daniel. 1 sec, Malcolm. We capturing this? Yeah, good stuff. Yeah, go on. Yeah, far away. What do you want to say?
Sweet. Well, I want to talk about Arsenal. I have a lot to get into on that particular club. But on West Ham, first and foremost, I want to say it's not all doom and gloom for them from my point of view. I feel like they've made a couple of good signings with Wilshere, and Anderson looked very good, especially in that second half. And I feel their main issue is that they need to have like a bedding in process where obviously Pellegrini gets across his ideas with the team. They actually have a chance to all get used to each other as a squad, because you can see when they're trying to pass the ball to each other, there's not really that cohesive understanding between the players. So I feel like after a bit of time, maybe like a couple of months, we'll maybe see the best West Ham. But as for now, especially with injuries like Rinston Reed, obviously in the squad, and obviously maybe on Arnautovic looking like he might spend a bit of time away from the starting lineup as well. I feel like they're going to struggle for at least the first couple of weeks, first couple of months, sorry, should I say, before the season.
Yeah, I get that with West Ham. I think that I think one of the biggest mistakes they've made, they've signed lots of new players, and I think they're using too many of them too soon, if that makes sense. When you look at, I think what Liverpool have done brilliantly so far this year, Everton, although they didn't pick up the win away from home again today, signed lots of players, but they're slowly bleeding them in. They need those new players to move on to the next level. But I think if you throw too many in too soon, there is that lack of cohesion, there is that lack of knowing each other, which can make things difficult. In terms of Arsenal, you played them last weekend, did you see further improvements, or are there still big holes and big problems within this Arsenal side?
Oh, good Lord. On to Arsenal. But this is a joke of a club. Let's be right. You know, let me be a bit balanced and at least talk about the positives, right? So the positives from today was they got 3 points. And Ramsey looked all right in the number 10 position because they were without that fraud, Ozil. He's absolutely terrible. He's been finished since 2015. But, I mean, now let's be in real with Arsenal. Like, when you look at that first half, right? So you look at that first half and you just see, and this is just coming from me watching the Man City Wolves game, and I know Man City dropped points, but you can see that the level between how the two play is a complete drop in, obviously, like, the ability between the sides, and even just the control of the game. Now, when you look at Arsenal in the first half, it felt like almost you're watching like a game of FIFA where it's just pinball back and forth, back and forth. Where was the sustained attacks? Where was the built-up possession and actually utilising the flanks, coming inside, switching the play, and actually moving West Ham around and actually sustaining attacks? Because you're not just sustaining attacks to actually score goals. You do need to also make sure you control possession. That way your opponents aren't having chances to keep breaking on you. Because every time they're just going for that first attack, they're literally looking for that first ball in behind. They're instantly giving up the ball, not actually making the most of that attack and not utilising the space that they could have got if they were just a bit more patient. And then West Ham can use the pace of Arnautovic, the pace of Anderson to go and break them instantly in that first half. And that's why you saw so many chances for them in that first half. So I feel, again, a positive you have to say is maybe Emery and his half-time team talks, apparently, because I have to say, every single time in the first 3 games that they've come out from the second half, they looked a lot better. Even in pre-season when I watched them when they faced Chelsea, they looked a lot better in that second half. So I guess that's a positive. You can say that maybe he's a good tactical manager, but I feel like you don't want to jump the gun on Emery too quickly, but it's going to be a long process until they get a lot better.
I agree with that one. Really appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
Cheers. Comment here, we'll take that call in just a second. Comment here from Kieran, who says, yeah, Everton, with half their squad being brand new, are going to make the top 6, kicking out United. If you're not a troll, you're a twat. And then he goes on to say, they just lost a 2-0 lead against Bournemouth. They did lose a 2-0 lead against Bournemouth, and that's because they are playing better football, but they need these new players to improve their team. The point is, if you throw them all in straight away, I think it makes it harder for the team to gel. It's a gradual process, and the likes of Arsenal, the likes of Everton, these teams, they are in a big transition period, and their fans have got to remain patient. You will throw leads away. You will lose games you're not expected to at times, but it's about getting through that. Fans need to, I think the biggest issue we have now in football is fans aren't patient enough. They don't want to wait for things to get better. It doesn't work if 3 months the football isn't banging and amazing and they're beating everybody, they want to talk about getting a new manager, and I think there's far too much premature thought process is going on.
Yeah, definitely.
Let's get the next call on the air, please, Malcolm. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
My name is Joshua.
Hello, Josh. Who do you support, mate?
Arsenal.
Good. How are you feeling after picking up your first victory under Unai Emery?
Well, I'm happy we got the 3 points, but I'm concerned. Very concerned for the defence. It's not good enough. We need to buy 2 centre backs. Socrates was not enough. I was impressed with him today. I thought he could play quite well, but the defence, we need to get rid of our whole back line, because going forward we're good. It's the defence that is just so shaky. The whole match, I was on the edge of my seat. I was shaking. I was scared that West Ham could have easily won that. Anyone could have won that game. We were not in control at any points of it in the game. We were lucky at some stages, but overall we did have more chances than them. But anything could have happened in that game. It didn't feel like we were at home. It looked like it was at a neutral stadium, really, for us. We didn't grab control of the game at any point of the game, which is annoying.
Yeah, I get. Look, I'm not an Arsenal fan. I'm going to be very patient with Unai Emery. But what I did see today, which I think something he needs to get them to work on, is the last caller alluded to it, trying to get forward very, very quickly and be very, very pacey in attack. But West Ham had so many opportunities to counter, and do you know what? If they were a little bit more clinical, as you put it, if they were a little more deadly in front of goal, Arsenal could have found themselves in trouble. There were times early on in the game, 35 minutes in, where it was 2 West Ham attackers against 2 Arsenal defenders, and you just think there needs to be more structure to your play, because you're gonna come a cropper at times. So there is a lot of development, and there is a long, long way for this Arsenal team to go. In terms of individual players today, who stood out for you as being a good performer that really led the team forward?
That's kind of like it's kind of hard to answer that, because I don't think anyone really stood out. But when Lacazette came on, I think that did help us. And Aubameyang pushing onto the wing, I think that did make us a bit better. But really, no one can really on that team can say, "Oh yeah, I had a great performance," because we were lucky today. And when you think about Wenger, like I was happy he left, but when you think about his tactics, his possession play, that made sure that against these smaller clubs, West Ham are a small club, but they're not top 6. But against the teams outside the top 6, we control the possession, we'd hold the possession, and we'd be able to control the game at home. And with Emery, I don't feel like he's kind of got into the players' heads that they need to control possession, because as you said, there was a chance where West Ham had 2 players forward against 2 defenders, Arsenal defenders, and clearly we're throwing so many players forward, and we're not thinking about at the back. And if we control possession and are patient in front of goal, then maybe we can be more better, and better at the back. Because when you're compact and have possession and players aren't bombing forward, there will be chances for us to score, and the defence will look much better.
I understand that. Really appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Malcolm, can you switch between the 2 camera angles for us, please? Cheers. Thank you. Any more calls available? Let's throw the calls through, mate. Let's get the calls on the air to see what Arsenal fans and West Ham fans have got to say. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
My name's Kay. Hi there.
Hello, Kay. Who do you support, mate?
I'm an Arsenal fan.
Good. What's on your mind? How are you feeling after your first victory under Unai Emery?
I'm feeling all right, but we've got to put into context. It was a West Ham team, and there's still, problems in the team that need to be addressed. But overall, it's not too bad.
What would you say those problems are from your perspective?
Well, today against West Ham, the team overall it did well. But if we look back, what we need to improve mainly, I'd say, is the defence.
Okay, in what way though? Be specific.
If we compare our defence to, say, Man City, I know we can't really compare at the moment because Man City is miles ahead. But if you look at player for player, there's a big gap in quality. If you know what I mean.
So it's purely it's nothing to do with the structural setup of your team. It's more just about
No. Literally, it's for example, I mean, Bellerin, he's a good player, but if we actually look at him when he's defending, you don't really have full confidence in him. Back in the day, for example, during the Invincibles, Lauren or Ashley Cole, if it was a one-on-one situation, you have complete faith that they'd come out with the ball like 90% of the time, I'd say. But with these players, you're always a bit iffy. You're always a bit scared that something's going to go wrong. It's not just the fullbacks as well, even the centre backs. They're a bit their heads. I don't know. I don't know how to describe it, but it's a bit shaky.
I understand that. Anything you want to add, Salah?
Yeah, I agree with what you're saying, but I feel like along with the personnel that needs to be changed, I feel like maybe a change of structure and the way you defend as a cohesive unit at the back needs to be addressed as well, because the certain games like that Chelsea game, you were cut open way too easily, and having situations where it's 2 men against 2 or 2-on-2, and it's happened a few times this season already for Arsenal. That needs to be addressed, because regardless of personnel or not, having a 2-on-2 in games is a dangerous situation, which can be stopped through coaching and through positional
awareness.
Awareness on the training pitch. So it's a mixture of both, I think.
Listen, but celebrate your first win. Be happy with it, because it's what you needed more than a performance today. The 3 points is the most important thing. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday, and thank you for calling in.
You too.
Take care. Thank you. Cheers. Next call, please, Malcolm. Let's keep them coming through. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hello, my name's Mohammed.
Hello, Mohammed. Who do you support?
I support Arsenal.
Okay, good. What's on your mind? What do you want to say today?
I'm happy that Ozil didn't start today. We played great. We didn't play that great. We're kind of pragmatic. We need to change personnel. A lot of the personnel do have to be changed, like all the callers said.
I get that. So on Ozil, let's touch on Ozil. Do you think he was ill, or do you think he was dropped today? There's a lot of gooners out there. I was reading a lot of social media posts, just opinions from people rather than fact, but they feel that he was dropped today from the squad rather than being sick. Where does your mind sit on that?
I think Ozil was dropped. I don't think Ozil wants to. I don't think Ozil even fits Emery's philosophy. I think something must have happened at the training ground, as many people are speculating.
Yeah, there are a lot of people out there speaking about that and saying that there could be problems there. But did you feel there was a more cohesive Arsenal today without him, or is there any way that Emery can get the best out of the German attacking midfielder? What do you think?
I think the team was more cohesive today. We played as a team rather. Everyone was tracking. I could see more people actually fighting today. Rather when Ozil was playing, it's like we're playing with 10 men basically. I'd rather have an invisible person there than having Ozil, because he doesn't really play. He doesn't really play Emery style football.
Fair enough, mate. I really do appreciate your call. Thank you for coming on the air. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Arsenal fans out there, do you look better without Ozil in your team? Should he be kept out of the starting lineup now? Will you progress quicker and move further forward without him? Would love to hear from you on 0203 606 0135. Of course, we will be back on FanPark Live after the Liverpool-Brighton game today as well. So don't go anywhere. If you're watching that game, I want to hear your calls and your thoughts after that as well. Next call, please, Malcolm. Next. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
Hi, mate. It's Andy here.
Hello, Andy. You a gooner?
Yeah, I'm a gooner, mate.
Good. What's on your mind? What do you want to say?
I guess it's just that it was a good game. It's happy that we won, but it's a bit bittersweet, if you know what I mean.
No, tell me why. Tell me what you mean.
Yeah, so basically, I think that fair enough, we won 3-1, but the scoreline doesn't do any justice. There's plenty of gaps still there. I think, you know, our defence was a shambles. It was like heart attack, literally. It's like the same old, really, which is a bit of a shame. But again, I guess, you know, Emery needs time, and I don't know. I still don't feel that confident, to be fair, mate.
I understand that, but I think you just said one thing there, that Emery needs that time to get things right. That he needs to. Do you know what? You can watch players in training, you can watch people in pre-season, but he has to watch his players play matches, work out who he can trust and who he can't. And I think the job at Arsenal is so big. There is so much that needs to be changed that time does need to be afforded to these players. And again, I look at it today defensively. It was shocking. If Wenger was there right now, I think everybody would be going absolutely crazy because the defending was that poor. But we know that things are trying to be improved. We know that he's going to be weaning out the individuals that don't deliver or can't fight for the team, as a few callers have alluded to. When you look today, for instance, at Ozil being missing, yep, the rumours are that he was ill, that's why he's not in the team. But whether he's ill or he's been dropped, do you want to see a prolonged period with Ozil not in the starting lineup, or do you think he deserves to come straight back in as soon as he's healthy again?
Well, let's face it, Ozil is that guy. You know, every team has like a star player, you know, well known in the media, etc. And Ozil is one of those for us, pretty much the only one. And it would be great to have, you know, his presence, you know, there. I don't understand this illness stuff, because he's been doing it a lot. You know, I've seen it over 3-4 times now. And if he's that ill, just, you know, I'm sure he can go to Bupa and get a jab, whatever. But do you know what I mean? Like, I don't understand what's going on in terms of this whole illness stuff. If he's not, because obviously I don't like all the gossip and all that, but if Emery doesn't really see him in his plans, you know, as we're quite, you know, we're not financially, you know, big in terms of like Manchester City, etc. Just jump on the transfer market and then, you know, do what we have to, because Ozil's a brilliant player, don't get me wrong. I love Ozil, he's really good. But if he doesn't see him in his plans, then he's got to do something in January about it.
I don't disagree. Anything to follow up from yourself, Salah?
Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying with Ozil. I feel like people live off his Real Madrid days quite a lot. And if you look at what he's done for Arsenal, obviously that one season where he nearly broke the assist record, he was quality. But barring that season, you know, he hasn't really delivered to the lengths where, you know, Coutinho before he left Liverpool was. De Bruyne, you've seen Eriksen consistently doing it. You know, he's not, for me anyway, he's not at that level anymore, and he's not impacting enough football matches consistently. So I don't think that he would be a massive loss to Arsenal. And, you know, he's taking up a lot of wages as well, so free up a lot of money for Arsenal if they wanted to go back in the transfer market and replace him with someone else who fit Emery's style better. Yeah.
I think future-wise, you know, January needs to come quick for us. We are quite short. You know, I think we do need a winger and probably another centre-back, and then I think it would be happy. But to be fair, giving credit to Emery, he's done very well in this transfer market. I don't know, you know, obviously with the funds and Kroenke taking over and all that rubbish which is going on, you know, he's done really well. My most exciting signing was Leno, but I don't understand why we're not playing him, to be fair. I'd rather have him in goal rather than Czech, to be fair, mate.
Great points made there, well articulated. Speak to you again soon. Take care.
Cheers, mate. Cheers.
Thank you. Remember, anyone can give us a call on 0203 606 0135. We're ready with some more calls, Malcolm. Let's get a Skype call. We've got Devon from the USA coming through on Skype call. So whenever you're ready, we'll put him on and we'll get his views and opinions.
What's good, man? Can you hear me?
Dev, how are you, mate?
You know, it's 3 points, man. I'll take it.
Yeah, of course you will. You know? First 3 points under your new manager, definitely worth taking. Who stood out and impressed you today? Any Arsenal players that you feel can walk off that pitch with their heads held really high?
Danny Welbeck. I mean, nice appearance. Lacazette. When we made the moves at halftime, I feel like we kind of stiffened our backs a little bit, and I predicted 3-1 in the beginning. Strangely, I called Arnautovic to score to open the game. So I've been saying this for 3 weeks, Terry. Man, we need to rip the Band-Aid off. I felt like the first goal that was scored, Czech, it seemed like it took forever for him to get down. I mean, that's a save that Ederson makes. That's a save that Kepa makes. You know, that's, you know, you got and Herrera pivot.
Yeah, I mean the Leno one's an interesting one. I get some of the outfield players being bled in slowly to become accustomed to the Premier League if Emre feels that needs to happen. With the goalkeeper, you haven't bought a 19, 20-year-old. What is he, 25, 26, Leno? So for him to not...
Yeah, he just... Yeah, 26.
So he's, he's an established. He's not a youngster. He's a grown-ass man with a lot of experience behind him. But again, we don't know what's going on. The only thing we don't know is what's happening in training. And maybe he's had a few fumbles. Maybe he hasn't looked particularly confident. Not overly sure, but I'm quite eager to see him play as a neutral.
You spent money to bring in a #1 goalkeeper, and that's what you. Regardless of whatever you're seeing in training, you're going to have to take the training wheels off at some point in time. And I feel like West Ham at home, it wasn't City, it wasn't Chelsea, it wasn't being thrown into the Great White Sharks. It was literally like, hey, we can do this. But at the same point in time, you can't. There's not a gunner out there that can tell me that this defense couldn't be any worse off with Mavropanos and Holding playing center backs, because Socrates and Mustafi are just not cutting it. It's 3 matches now. It's 270 plus minutes of football, and we're just way too easily ripped apart.
Look, I understand that. I get that, and as we've alluded to, I've seen that as well. So I know it can be frustrating. Ozil today missing. What's your take on that? There's a lot of social media talk that this was very much a case of he was dropped. The illness is a bit of a cover. He's been dropped because of attitude and poor play. Whether that's true or not, do you want to see more games for Arsenal with Ozil not involved, or do you still think Emre can get the very best out of him on a consistent basis?
I'm wearing his jersey right now, man, but I'm telling you, if there is this much dissent and this much discontent in his camp after just signing the deal that he signed, we're in trouble, man. Because we don't have the roster that we can spare $300,000 a week. Yeah, I mean that's 2-3 top level players for us, and you can't. I keep hearing the term, you can't have a passenger on your squad. I think Ozil is one of the best creative players when given the opportunity to play the 10, but we're running, like I just put in the chat, we're running a mutated 4-3-3 that requires defensive play of people that aren't necessarily defensive players. So it's a lot of square peg round hole in this tactic. That's why you see Emery making adjustments at halftime, and we seem to have that spark. So it's almost like now, if you're not going to play him, either try to find a buyer at a cut rate right now and just drop the salary, or in January be prepared to move him, because it's going to be a headache for a long time. If you can't figure this out and there's not harmony and you can't play your number 10 as a number 10, you got to cut bait.
Dev, I couldn't agree with you more. How about yourself, Salah? Do you think that with Ozil? Do you think there may come a time where it's a case of cut your losses, move him on, and spend that money on another world-class player?
Yeah, I think so, and I think that time's coming up quite soon. Actually, I feel like to be fair to him, I don't think he plays in the 10 enough, as you said. But consistently, he doesn't impact football matches enough for Arsenal, and the money that he's on, he should be doing that.
I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but everybody references his time at Real Madrid. Mm-hmm. Everybody says we haven't seen the best of Mesut Ozil since he left Real Madrid. Yeah. Everybody forgets who he was playing with at Real Madrid. Yeah. We've got a setup here at Arsenal now with 2 world-class strikers. You could play him with Aubameyang and Lacazette up front, put him in the 10, and protect him in the back with somewhat of a drop if you're going to do 4-3-3. Just drop your right and your left into more of a CDM role, and run a Torreira Guendouzi behind him and let him feed in passes to those world-class strikers. I think we've kind of fed him some BS. I think we set him up in the preseason to play with, because you notice in all of our preseason matches we were playing Aubameyang and Lacazette together from the start. Mm-hmm. And we haven't done that once this season. So I don't get the squad jostling. I still think Emery's trying to figure things out with the players that he has. I also think that he's got a locker room that's not fully bought in.
Do you know what's interesting with those?
And we've all said,
go on, mate.
Go ahead.
No, you go. Keep going. Sorry.
Oh no. 3 windows. It's gonna be. I think 3 windows is what it's gonna take, and patience is required. Like we've all said, we're gonna drop points, but if we're gonna drop points, do it with players that are gonna be here long term, not with players that aren't.
I totally understand. I think the Ozil thing for me, it's always been not a confusing one. It's very clear in my mind. Even at Real Madrid, if people go back and read season reports and what fans were saying about him and pundits back in his Real Madrid days, it's why I've always called him the two-third player. At Real Madrid, 2/3 of the season he was amazing, but for 3 to 4 months of it, he would go missing. That gap's probably grown at Arsenal due to the fact that they don't have the same level of quality that Real Madrid do. It's why when he was linked with Man United the first time round, and then last year there was heavy links, I was desperate for us, when I was being truthful, for him not to come, because he goes missing far too often in big games, and if he doesn't have a team to, as you put it, to supplement him, there's big trouble. And when you're paying, I know that he gets paid a lot of his money due to the social media presence he has. I mean, he's still on social media. Ozil has more followers across all these platforms than Arsenal Football Club do. So financially, he's worth a lot of money to the club in terms of marketing. So his salary's increased because of that. But Arsenal could better spend that money elsewhere and have players in the team that actually stand up and deliver at those big moments. But Dev, mate, really appreciate it.
We could have had if we would have had the money, we could have had Goretzka.
This is true. Absolutely. Listen, really appreciate you coming on, mate. You enjoy the rest of your day.
Absolutely, brother. We'll take the 3 points. Up the Gunners.
Always. Take care, mate. Thank you. Always, I always like talking to Americans that understand and know football. Because he actually, and also with Devon, it was great. He uses all the right words.
Yeah.
He doesn't,
Speaks well,
Yeah, he speaks football in the term it should be spoken, which is great. It absolutely is. My Twitter is going mad today. I've had nearly 2,000 notifications in the last hour because of something I put out. Because I put out it's interesting. I put out a thing because Klopp's win percentage at Liverpool is 49%. Pochettino's win percentage at Spurs is 54.5%, and Jose Mourinho's is 61%. It's gone crazy. People are like, and all I've put in there is a higher standard of football is massively important to Man United fans. But if it means winning less, would you be okay with that? Would that be okay with you? I'm simply asking a question. That is all I've done, right? And then I get some of these weird responses from people. I'm not attacking Klopp and I'm not attacking Pochettino. I think they're great managers. Some guy here is saying it doesn't. It's just sensationalism. He says you actually have to round those figures up. So Klopp's is at 50%, Poch is at 55%, and Jose's is actually at 58%. How can you... Hang on. 61 rounded down is 60. Like, if you're going to go to the nearest full number, where's 58? You rounded... do you know what I mean? Like, I get the nearest number to 49 as a round number, but 49 is a round number. Like, you round stuff up if you've got like point something. If you've got 49.1, then it's 49. If it's 41.5 or higher, I know basic maths, but it's like some people are so desperate to try. Oh my god, I'm just simply stating that what you win is important. But sorry, my Twitter's gone crazy today. I can't believe it. Just to round up on other results, Leicester City. Harry Maguire, England hero from the summer, scores a 92nd minute winner. Leicester away at Southampton. Bournemouth 2, Everton 2. That seems like it was an amazing game. Results from earlier, of course, Wolverhampton Wanderers held Man City 1-1 at Molineux, which is a great result for them playing against the champions. Of course, we know Arsenal win 3-1 today. And Huddersfield versus Crystal Palace, Huddersfield-Cardiff, a big fat 0-0. Liverpool versus Brighton kicking off in, actually about 3 minutes' time. Starting lineups from that. Let's have a little look and see who's playing in those teams. We'll let you know now. Just waiting for them to load. So in goal, Becker. Back four for, I mean, is it just the same team? Same team. Same team for Liverpool as the other night. We know it's going to be the same team. Brighton, they've gone for 4-4-2, the same team that started against Man United. I do see Brighton getting absolutely smashed today. I really, really do. But there we go. Let's see a few comments here from people. West Ham's defence is shocking. The basics are lacking. No midfield, cowards, absolutely dead team. Do you know what? I did, after the way they played against Liverpool, I did refer to them as West Sham. Just because it was so... Look, we know how great Liverpool are. We know how well they attack. But they laid down and died in that game. There was a lot more fight in them today. But defensively, Pellegrini's got to fix that. Because in every game they have played in, there have been defensive errors, mistakes everywhere. And you get punished at the very top when you play like that. You really, really do. Do we have any more calls on the line? Let's do these 3 calls before we end the show. We'll do them one after the other, please, Malcolm. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
My name's Alex, mate. How you doing?
I'm very well, Alex. Who do you support, mate?
I support Arsenal.
Tell us what's on your mind.
Right. I think, not being horrible, he's doing a good job, Emery. It's only the game in, but I think he should play Lacazette and Aubameyang together. On the left-hand side, I think he should give Bellerin a bit of a break and put Lichtsteiner in. I've been supporting them for 42 years over now, the Gunners, and we've got a good team. We have got a good team. We just need one more in defence, and I think we should play Traore in front of the back four. I think we should play a 4-4-2. What do you think, mate?
With Torreira, you mean?
Yeah.
Look, I'm really eager to see Torreira start a game in the Premier League. It's very good sometimes. It's very easy sometimes to look good when you come on against tired legs, and that's not taking nothing away from Torreira. I want to see him start. I don't know what the reason is for Emre not playing him, whether he wants him to just be bled in slowly, whether there are some fitness issues. But I think he's definitely talented. 4-4-2. I think it's very difficult to play 4-4-2 in the Premier League at the moment with the way most other teams set up. Will you get overrun in midfield? But equally, can Unai Emery find a system that gets the best out of Lacazette and Aubameyang? I think what he did in the second half, playing Aubameyang slightly out to the left as an inside forward and Lacazette through the middle, is very, very important, and he needs to do more of that. I think sacrificing Ozil is important. So maybe playing a 4-3-3. That way you get your three-man midfield, Aubameyang slightly out on the left-hand side, maybe your Iwobi, maybe Ramsey being pulled slightly out to the right-hand side, and Lacazette through the middle. That may work, but I think certainly getting Torreira in the middle on a regular basis will be important. But then who does he drop? Because Guendouzi's playing very, very well. Are you going to go with Guendouzi and with Torreira in the middle? Two very young players, inexperienced players at this level. Could that become too much for them? There are a lot of questions to be answered.
I think they'll be okay, mate. I think they could deal with that. Ghazali, whatever his name is, I can't pronounce it. He's a good player. I think Xhaka at the moment, he's having a nightmare. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking him or anything, but he's having a bit of a nightmare at the moment. I think he needs a bit more confidence to build himself up. But as you turn around and said, I think a 4-4-3 then, that'll go good. I couldn't believe Welbeck today. Wow, he scored.
Yeah, he looked very good when he came on, Welbeck. He really, really did. Mate, really appreciate your call. Thank you very, very much.
All right, indeed.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. Bye-bye. No worries.
Bye.
Fair play to him. We're going to get these last couple of calls done. Hello, welcome to FanPark Live. What's your name?
It's John.
Hello, John. Who do you support, mate?
I support Arsenal, mate.
Good, good. What's on your mind? Tell us what you're thinking.
The team played reasonably well today, and I think I'm glad of the win and everything. You were talking about Ozil before, and I think it would be nice for the team to sell him at Christmas. Because of his wage is 350 grand a year or whatever, and he's just not producing anything. And I'd also like to see Torreira with that new French lad, Guendouzi, develop as a defensive midfield pairing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, have them both there. Well, maybe the formation to play then is like a sort of a 4-2-3-1, them two holding in central midfield, and then you get your attacking array of talent in front of them. That could work. Do you not see any place for Ozil in this side then?
I haven't seen a place for him for a couple of years or so. He had a good season with a lot of assists and everything, and they seem very promising. But to be honest with you, he just doesn't seem to cut it in the Premier League. I don't know what. You know, the wages he's on and all the hype, you'd think he'd be doing a lot more, and he's just not doing it, is he?
No.
It's a lot of money, that. You know, he is on 350 odd, isn't he?
He is. He's on 350 grand a week basic, plus bonuses, plus image rights. So, yes.
You could get 3 decent players for that, couldn't you? You know what I mean, realistically?
No, I totally get and understand that, mate. Thank you very much for your call. Cheers, mate.
All right, mate.
Thank you. Cool. We're down to our last call of the day. Hopefully it's a good one. Not that the others ain't been good. It's always nice to go out on a high, you know. Oh, he's hung up. That's it. No last call. Salah, thank you very much for coming on. Everybody who's watching, please smash that like button for us. We'll see you after the Liverpool-Brighton game. Take care. God bless you. All again soon. Bye-bye.
Real fan opinions brought to you by Wash and Go.